Hey, hey, hey. Hello, 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 you guys. Hopefully, everyone is having a good evening. We're going to get started in just a minute. This is episode 2 of Let's Get Real Estate. So, I'm excited for you guys to get your questions answered. And for us, let's see. Hopping on. I'm excited. Did I accept it? I thought I hit accept. Hey,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Let me see if I can take the comments off for now and then
Okay.
add it right
Okay.
back because I want to be able to see your beautiful face.
Thank
Let's
you. Yours
turn off.
too. Thank you.
Good, good, good. So you're
My
doing
mic
good?
might be a little off today. I'm visiting my mom, and so I'm not quite in my own environment here. So,
No,
it-
that's
okay.
understandable.
So it
Okay,
might be the best I can do right now.
that's okay. So
Okay.
we'll do an introduction for any new people that are on that wasn't on episode 1. So I'll go first. My name is Lydia Hayes. I'm a realtor in Huntsville, Alabama. Been in real estate since July of last year, and I love working with new construction and brand new home buyers. So you can go
My
next.
name's Cassandra Chambers. I'm in Fairfield, California, just shy of San Francisco. I have been a real estate broker for about 30 years. I started as a realtor maybe about a year and then decided that I wanted to become a broker. And started out working with first time home buyers, and that was my passion, and just kind of grew into working with investors. And as Lydia says, new constructions and a lot of rehab work. So most of my projects in the last 5 years have been rehab.
Yes. And you guys, if you see the question box, I know I turned the comments off. Let me know. Well, y'all can't let me know right now, but the question box could possibly still be there. If so, go ahead and put your questions in the question box, and we're going to go ahead and jump in and get started. So I'll set a timer to check the comments in 5 minutes, and then we'll go from there. That way we can answer questions live because a few people told us they wanted to ask the questions live.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did. Yes.
So, question number 1 for episode number 2 is, what is your availability? So, my personal availability, I'm a full-time real estate agent. So, I'm pretty flexible. I love communicating with my clients over the phone. If they can't talk on the phone, of course, I will text or email, but I absolutely love picking up the phone, letting them hear my voice, the excitement, the realness. And you want to communicate to your realtor, your broker, what your communication style is. So, if
Mm.
you would, prefer them to text you because you work during the day, then let them know that up front so that way you have that established. So
Exactly.
you can tell
Yeah.
your availability.
Uh, when clients ask me what is my availability, it usually means to me that they want to know if I'm available to work on weekends or sometime maybe last minute tours that they want to take to look at a property that may have come across some of the platforms. So, and then also, and then they want to know, I guess, upfront your form of communication, like Lydia said. It's very important because I do know, as I mentioned last week, there are some realtors, brokers that have certain time frames that they call or certain time frames that they answer calls. So my availability is pretty much all day. I will answer calls and take calls back. I prefer calls. I am a person that do like to communicate live. Texting and everything is great for me, but I figure things get lost in the shuffle when you're texting and emailing, and it doesn't quite come off maybe the way that you meant for it to. So if you pick up the phone and call me, 95% of the time I'm going to answer. And if not, I'm going to text you back that I'll call you back.
Exactly. And I'm going to answer some of this stuff too. Buying a home often requires quick decisions, so it's important to know how often your agent will be accessible. So letting them know what your availability is, and then the agent letting you know so you can avoid future conflicts.
Yes.
All right. Question number 2 says a person they purchased a home mortgage about 8 months ago, and they received an email from a lender stating that their current interest rate could be financed into a better, lower rate. And so the question is 8 months too soon to be refinancing or receiving this type of email? Is it too soon to refinance into a lower rate if it's possible? So in most cases, you will need to wait at least 6 months after buying a home before you can refinance. Some government-backed loans, such as FHA, VA, and USDA loans, may have different waiting periods ranging from 6 to 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you can refinance almost as soon as you buy, but you want to give it time. You want to wait till you build up a little bit of equity, and even if rates have changed. So give it at least 6 to 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything to add on to that?
A young lady texted me that message, you guys, and she just bought her home, and she thought it may have been a scam type of an email. So before she went into giving them information, she wanted to make sure that it's possible that she could refinance into a lower rate. And I was glad to help her because there are so many scams, and it is important to not just have people pulling your credit. So I appreciated that text.
Exactly. All right. Question number 3 says, can I purchase a new car soon? This is so funny because I see this in so many groups that I'm in. Can I purchase a new car soon before buying a new house? And how does this affect buying a house if I do? I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Do not buy that car right before you're about to buy a home. So
Yes.
if you can possibly wait. Buying a new car right before you're buying a house can lower your credit score when you make that first purchase, since there's no payment history associated with the loan yet, and you will likely see a drop in your credit score. So that's why if you're looking to purchase a new home soon, you should hold off on buying a vehicle, as it could temporarily hurt your credit
Yes.
score. So not only does it hurt your credit score, it hurts your DTI, your debt to income ratio. So,
Mm-hmm.
yep. So our income, yeah. So when they look at that, your debt to ratio, what is it? DTI, debt
Yeah.
to income.
Your debt to income. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the debt against your income.
exactly. And so what that literally means is the income that you have coming in. So let's say you're making 40,000 a year, 50,000, 60,000, and let's say your bills are on average 3,000 a month, 4,000. So they're looking at your income versus your debt, what you have coming in and what you have going out.
Exactly.
So that's what that is. I'm gonna turn the comments on and see if we have any questions. And let me see if I can check the question box. It says no questions yet. So
Yeah.
if anyone can let me know if they are able to see the question box when the comment section is off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna leave it on for a few minutes because I don't like how it covers your whole face.
I'll scoot up a little bit so you could see me.
I'm gonna turn it off in just a few seconds. All right. So
Yeah,
we
on that debt,
yeah, go.
on that, I think when that happens, because you qualified to buy a home and you qualified based on the income that you had minus the expenses that you had, then you go out and you buy a car, something as big as a car, then you know that you're looking at a $600 or $700 car note, which now has increased your expenses and have lowered your income. So that can change the whole scenario of what you qualify for, if you still qualify at all. So I've seen people have to wait a year after they've done that, and then they have to go back to the drawing board because now they've bought this nice car, not but with that came a nice size note, and it kind of knocked them out of the box to qualify for a home.
Yep, because that can essentially take that loan that you were approved for initially, and now the underwriting, all of that stuff, they can't approve it.
Right.
So you definitely want to get close to your closing date, and you go and buy how. And that's not even just a car, you guys. any type of thing that you put on credit. I've seen this happen. I had a client who
If it's on credit, yeah.
furniture. He bought a furniture set and he put it on a credit card account and it messed up his ability to get approved for the loan. So it's not just a car, you guys. Pretty much any big purchase that you put it on credit. So you definitely don't want to do that. So y'all write that down. If you're looking to buy a home soon, that is something that's a do not do. Okay. All right. Question number 4. Is it okay to work with multiple realtors? So the answer is yes, but it depends on your agreement type. So if you sign an exclusive listing agreement, you must work with that one agent. However, an open listing allows multiple agents to bring buyers with only the successful agent earning the commission. So the one who procures you that home that you were looking for, home, condo, whatever that you were looking for. People often find one agent that stands out when they do their searching. They will get excited to book an interview, close the deal. Your chances of finding a perfect fit increase significantly if you interview multiple realtors before deciding. I prefer to have my clients sign their disclosure relationship after their decision to work with me. That way you're getting to meet the realtor, you're getting to see if they are a fit for you. So people even try to work with other agents after doing so. And a client can be sued for working with other agents, but you don't want to do that because then that hurts your reputation, your marketing, and all that.
Yes, Lydia. So for me, I actually, when I first started real estate, I was always so anxious to just have a client. So I wouldn't concentrate on them signing the relationship disclosure. I would think, oh, they came to me, they called me, so I'm their agent. And yes, you have what we call is implied. You're showing them houses and that's implied that they are your realtor, that you are their realtor, but in fact you have not signed anything.
Exactly.
So when I first started, that's what I did. And I learned my lesson the hard way. I actually had a client that I literally was showing her houses for months. We're going out on Sundays, we're going out through the week, driving 40, 50 miles out, looking at houses, setting up appointments. And I did not have a relationship disclosure signed as an agreement. She bought a house with another agent, but never told me, still had me showing her homes. I know it's very weird.
Very.
And very weird, and still had me showing her homes. And what happened was I called a new development and she was in their system. And I tell you guys this, new developments across the board, if you go in with an agent and you sign in with that agent, they have a system that they can look you up, because in different developments, they were able to tell me that this person came in with this agent through different developments. And I thought, okay. And so after speaking with a legal person, I could have pursued, because it's implied that I took her out for this lengthy time. But then I got concerned that I didn't want the reputation of being that realtor that's gonna sue you. She's gonna sue you. So I just didn't push it. But I thought it was very hurtful for me. It really kind of hurt me, because you seeked me out, and then at the same time you didn't allow me to do my job, and then you kind of went behind my back and you bought a whole house, and didn't tell me, and we're still going out looking at houses.
Yeah, what was the point?
I don't know what you call that, you guys, but from there on, if you call me and you choose to work with me, I will have you sign a disclosure relationship. And if you don't want to sign it and you want to open listing, I'm okay with that, but I'm not as quick to say my hustles is going to be as great as it would be if you sign, because I think I've been burned too many times to do it like that. So everybody has their choices and the way they want to do things, but that's just my preference.
Exactly. The thing is, interview your realtor, make sure you do want to work with them and sign the agreement.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So question number, we have 6. I'll
Question
read it
number
and I'll
5.
let you do, or do you want to go ahead and start reading number 5?
I can do number
Okay.
5. This question was asked to me over the phone. Do I prefer to work with buyers or sellers or both? And like I just mentioned, at first I loved working with buyers because I enjoyed the excitement that they showed when they looked at homes. When we would win a contract, meaning that if it was bidded by other people, that we would get the contract. So it was always exciting to see their faces and see the excitement with them, and just feel like I was a part of helping them to achieve getting this beautiful home, right? And then I started, and then too, I didn't know as much about listings. It's a lot that goes with listings, a total different flip of the coin with listings. And so I still was learning that piece. So I think I was more afraid of the listing portion of it when I first started. And then after I learned, and then I worked for another broker a short time, and she kind of pushed me out there, and she's like, get out there. And if you have any questions, I'm here. So, and then that's how I started to kind of take on listings. And I enjoyed it just the same. So I think that I enjoy working with both of them now. Both of them bring me joy, a different type of joy. So I would say I like working for both sides.
That is so funny that you mentioned that because I'm in the thick of it now. I have my first listing, so I'm excited about that. And it is a whole different ball game than
Yes.
just dealing with a buyer.
Yes.
So me learning that, hey, we need to secure photography, measurements. We need to make sure everything is
The
staged right.
disclosures that you have to have when you have a listing, all the disclosures that you need up front, preferably up front, that helps buyers to know what type of home that it is, if it has any issues, as we spoke about last
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yep. So my answer would be I like working with both because I love a challenge because I've been reading this book, The Millionaire Realtor and a Real Estate Agent, and the fact that they do talk about having sellers will really open you to finding buyers too, because if you sell their home, you pretty much have to help them buy. So you always are getting two deals in one.
Transactions.
So yeah. So I'm getting used to it, but it is for the new agents starting a listing can be a little bit more challenging than just helping a buyer. But like I said, I'm up for a challenge. So for now, I'm gonna say both.
Yes.
And yeah, and that's all I have for that. So we can go to the next question.
And the next question, this is our last question if we don't have any that comes up on the screen. Now, this question, it was just the apple of my eye, so to speak. Should I order a home inspection?
Always.
Always. I don't even know how to answer it other than say to you, always. I don't care what anybody tell you. Yes, they can be costly, 750, 650, depending on the square foot of the home, but that's going to give you an insight of the home inside and out. So if you really want to know what you're purchasing and really want to know if you have any issues, it just reveals the true condition of the home.
Exactly.
And I don't know, aside from a termite report, a home inspection is maybe the home inspection and termite report together, because the termite report is going to tell you the pest part of it and areas that are that have pests, pest conditions. And but the home inspection is going to check your lighting, electrical, your plumbing, your windows, your ceiling fan, anything that's in there that's operable, supposed to be operable, fireplaces. So I would think a home inspection should be the number one thing that you do when getting into purchasing a home.
Exactly, especially if you're in those, what is it called, buyer beware states.
Yes.
If you're in one of those, and you can research it to know if your state is a buyer beware, then the seller's not legally obligated
Right.
to tell you um, if things are wrong. I know that kind of sounds crazy, right? But yeah, if you're in those buyer beware states, then you as the buyer need to get a home inspection because they're not
Yes.
obligated to
Because
tell.
even with the, excuse me, Lydia, even with buying the disclosures that the listing disclosures that you get when you are listing the property, yes, those are uh, between what the seller is telling you and what the agent visibly see. But the home inspection, that's the professional and what they do.
Exactly.
They're going to check areas and things that we don't even think about. And so
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember last week I spoke about the thermostat, forgetting to
Yep.
check for the thermostat in the home that I listed. And sure enough, when I pulled the home inspection report, the thermostat was listed as missing. So they're very good at doing their job. And the other thing too is, and there is an area that we can get into later, that one thing I wanted to bring up, when you are selling a property, listing a property, if there is a death in the property that you know of within the last 3 years, that is supposedly to be disclosed. So the seller tells the agent has to put it on the Avid or agency disclosures, or whatever form that you're using in your state. I know a lot of times people think that they don't have to say anything because, oh, I don't have to say anything, but guarantee you guys, the neighbors are going to say something. The kids across the street playing with your kids are going to say something. So it's just always best to disclose that. That's one thing I just kind of wanted to bring up because I just kind of ran across that. And yes, the neighbor shared with my client that someone had passed away of natural causes, but the seller did not tell us. And so we found out from the neighbor. So yeah,
Oh
just
wow.
kind of
Yeah.
wanted to throw
So
that in there a little bit.
exactly, because so you never know. So yeah, make sure you get that home inspection done.
Yes.
I'm going to answer a question about a well, it was a question that was asked on our last episode,
Yes.
but she didn't have a chance to put it in the comments. So the question was, are there any discounts for teachers? So after doing research and talking to a few lenders, I did find out that there were educator um, programs and grants that they had available. They do have income eligibilities, and since it's not my area of expertise, I do recommend getting with a lender and researching it, talking to them about it, because some of them are really, really great grant programs, loan programs that do give you those extra benefits. Some of them seem to give you closing costs, extra down payment incentives. It's just that the main thing was the eligibility of your income. So some of them that I saw were you have to make under 40,000 a year and so forth. So to answer her question on live stream, the answer was yeah, there are
Mhm.
programs. Not every lender has that program, so you have to see if it's available in your state, in your city area, and it could be something that you do on your own because it was like fill out this form. So,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's all the questions. I'm gonna turn the comments back on again, and I can see this. Hey, Mackenzie, hey, Tyrone. I can see if we have any questions in this comment box. No. So if we don't have any questions, then we can wrap everything up.
All right.
I'll let the comments stay on for just a few more seconds. But this has been really, really great. Just helping people get that knowledge on real estate, on credit, on inspections, and all of those things. So,
Yes. I really try to, I know that, we can get deep, you can get deep into answering questions and things like that. But Lydia and I thought that it would be really nice to just kind of be just straight across real talk with everyone so that we all understand what we're saying, right?
Okay.
And I think that our purpose wanted to be that where we could just talk to you real talk and not a lot of fluff and things like that. So we do enjoy the questions, so please keep them coming.
Yes, and we love it. And look, Miss Cassandra is now a hometown hero. She's famous because y'all
At
see
the bingo
episodes,
hall.
right? Y'all see these episodes, and I absolutely love it that they see you and say, "Oh, we watched your
I
show," and
I was
they
spotted at the bingo. I went to play bingo with my niece, and I was spotted at bingo, and I was spotted at Safeway. I couldn't believe it. And that's where I got a couple, the other question from was at Safeway, and then my niece, of course, with me. But yeah, so great.
So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for seeking us out to ask these questions. So episode 3 will be same time next week, Wednesday, 7:30. I always say Central first, but 5:30 Pacific and
Hmm.
7:30 Central, and that is
Yes,
PM.
yes,
So you guys make sure you get those questions in before episode 3.
yes. Thank you guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.